Hey guys, it's Amanda and today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how I made this DIY crochet bikini. I've gotten so many compliments on this bikini. People always ask me where I bought it or how I made it. So I figured I'd make this video and share it with you all. When I created these patterns, I wanted to make sure that the fit was on point even when it got wet. I also wanted to make sure it was good quality and that it actually lasts. And the one that I made last summer is still in amazing condition after I've worn it to the beach, to the pool, to the hot tub so many times, and it still looks great. It also has fully adjustable cups and it's really supportive. Hope you guys like this tutorial. I want to mention really quickly that I will be making a video on how to make the matching crochet bikini bottoms. And these are really unique because they have elastic in the hips and in the thighs, so they fit really well. So if that's something that you guys want to see, just hit that subscribe button and let's get started with the tutorial. So to get started, you're going to need 3 different colors of yarn, and I'm using a mercerized cotton, which is basically just a cotton with a sheen. Then you're also going to need 2 different types of hooks. One is going to be a bigger one, which you're going to use the majority of the time, and that's 3.25 millimeters. The second needs to be smaller. Mine is 2.25 millimeters. Then you also need a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. And lastly, a measuring tape. So to start off, we're going to create the band for under our bust, and this is what we're going to connect both of our triangles to. So we'll need to cut 9 pieces of yarn, and I'm cutting mine at 75 inches, and the way I got to that measurement was by measuring under my bust and then adding 35 inches to that. So you'll be able to customize this for your size by measuring under your bust, so basically where your bra band is, and then adding 35 inches to that. Once you have all 9 pieces cut, you're going to tie a knot, leave a couple inches at the end to have a tassel. Then you're actually going to start braiding the band, and I tape mine to my desk just so that you guys can actually see it, but normally I put it between my knees while I'm on my bed, or you could clip it to a clipboard. Whatever works best for you, just braid the whole thing. And one tip that I do have is just to constantly untangle as you go, that way it doesn't get knotted. And then once you get to the bottom, just leave a few inches so that you have room to tie a knot, and then there's still length for a tassel. Then take both tassels and give them a clean, even cut. I cut mine at about 1.5 inches. So now we're going to start making our first triangle. What we're going to do is take the larger hook of the two, the 3.25 millimeters, and we're going to tie a double knot around the hook with the color of yarn that you want to be the main color of the triangle. Now we're going to get started crocheting the actual triangle. So what you're going to do is start with the knot and crochet 12 chains. And for anybody that doesn't know what a chain is, it's just pulling the yarn through the loop one time. Then you're going to double crochet into the 4th chain down. And for anybody that doesn't know what a double crochet is, all you do is wrap the yarn over the hook, insert it into the chain, pull the yarn through the chain, and then wrap the yarn over the hook again, pull it through the first 2 loops, grab more yarn, and pull it through the last 2 loops. That's a double crochet. Then you're going to continue double crocheting until you get to the last chain. Now once we get to the last chain, we're actually going to double crochet into this chain 3 times. So as you can see, I double crocheted 3 times into the last chain. Then you're going to do 1 chain and then double crochet 3 more times into the same last chain. So to recap that for you, it's going to be double crochet 3 times, 1 chain in between, and then double crochet 3 more times, all into the last chain. Then you're going to continue double crochet to finish the whole row. Once you get to the end of the row, this is a really good time to check to make sure that you have an even number of double crochets on both sides, because if you don't, it's going to get screwed up real fast, so just make sure you do. Then we're going to continue with 3 chains, then we're going to turn it around and we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. Then you're just going to continue to double crochet until you get to the curve. Now when you get to the curve, you're going to see in the row below where you did a chain stitch, because there's going to be an opening. In this opening, you're going to double crochet twice, then crochet 1 chain, and then double crochet twice again into the same opening. This is a little bit different from the row below, because the row below we did 3 double crochet, a chain stitch, and then 3 double crochet for the curve. But this one is 2 double crochet, 1 chain stitch, and then 2 double crochet again. Then you're just going to continue to double crochet until you finish the row. Once you finish the row, you're going to crochet 3 chains and then turn it around and continue to double crochet. And you're actually going to continue this process until you get 7 rows of this main color. And this is based on a full B cup, so if you want to customize it for your size, I would suggest adding or subtracting 2 rows of this main color for each cup size of a difference. So let's say if you're a C cup, I would add 2 more rows, so that would be 9 rows. If you're an A cup, I would do 5 rows. If you're a D cup, I'd do 11, and so on. Then once you finish those rows of the main color, when you come up to your last double crochet, you're going to stop right after pulling it through the first 2 loops. Then you're going to take the next color of yarn that you want to use, and you're going to tie a knot around the yarn that you have been using. And make sure it's a double knot, because this is going to be how we transition into the next color. You can actually trim the yarn from the previous color that you're not using anymore. Then you're going to use the new color of yarn instead of the old one to finish off the double crochet that we left halfway done. Then you're just going to continue as you normally would and crochet 3 chains, turn it around, then just continue to double crochet until you finish a complete row. And once you get to the end of the row, right before you finish the last double crochet, we're going to do the same thing as before and take our new color, our last color, and we're going to tie a double knot around the yarn that we were already using. You'll want to trim the ends of the yarn that you're not using so that way it doesn't get tangled. Then just like we did before, we're going to use the new color of yarn to complete the row. But this time we're going to crochet 2 chains instead of 3. Then we're going to turn it around and do a single crochet. And if you don't know how to single crochet, all you have to do is insert the hook into the next stitch. Then you're going to pull the yarn through. Then you're going to have 2 loops and you're going to pull the yarn through one more time through both of the loops. And that's a single crochet. Then just continue to single crochet until you get to the curve. Once you get to the curve, you're going to see an opening under the chain that you did in the previous row. You're going to single crochet into that opening 1 time, then do a chain, and then single crochet into that opening 1 more time. So it's a little bit different from the previous row because you're single crocheting 1 time, then a chain, and then another single crochet. Then just continue to single crochet until you finish the row. Once you get to the end of the row, you're going to do 2 chains, turn it around, and then repeat the process that we just did with the previous row. So you're going to single crochet, do the curve, and then single crochet until you finish the row. Once you finish the row, this is going to complete our triangle, and we're actually going to start to connect it to the band that we made in the beginning. So what we're going to do is grab our smaller hook, so the 2.25 millimeter hook, and we're going to use this to connect our band to the bottom of our triangle. So just take the band that we braided and place it in between the yarn and the hook. And we're going to crochet a sort of tunnel for the band, which is going to allow it to be adjustable. So start off by crocheting 2 chains. Then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And this is where having a smaller hook really helps you because the stitches are pretty small, so it's kind of hard to get into if you don't have a small hook. Then just continue single crocheting along the bottom until you get to the end of the triangle. And a trick that I learned is to hide all of the loose strings while I'm single crocheting. So by keeping them with the band, they actually get hidden inside of the single crochet. So it's a really good way to save yourself some time. Once you get to the end of the triangle, you're going to crochet 2 chains. Then cut the yarn, but leave a couple inches so that you can pull it so that the 2 chains turn into a really secure knot. Once you've secured the knot, you can start adjusting the triangle and just pulling the band so that all the stitches on the bottom are really close together. And by doing that, we're actually forming the triangle into more of a cup so that it holds in your curves, there's no spillage, and it just fits really well. After that, you've got 1 triangle complete, so you'll want to repeat this process to make another triangle and then connect it to the band, and then we're going to move on to the straps. So for the straps, you're going to take the same color yarn that you used on the band. You're going to cut 5 pieces at 70 inches long, and that's going to be for 1 strap. Once you have all 5 pieces cut, we're actually going to be taking those pieces of yarn and pulling them through 3 areas of the triangle. Here, here, and here. And I just want to explain my thought process in designing this real quick so that way you know why we're doing what we're doing. So as you can tell, this bikini takes some time, so I want this to last. So where we connect our straps is really important because that's an area that we're going to be constantly pulling to tighten our top, to lift the girls up. So I decided to disperse the weight into 3 points instead of 1. So you're going to take 2 pieces of the 5 and you're going to pull them through the first point. And you're pulling the pieces of yarn to their halfway point so that you can fold it in half. Then you're going to take one of the 3 remaining pieces and pull it through the middle point. Then you're going to take the last 2 pieces and pull it through the last point. Once all the pieces are in place, you're going to start braiding them the way that we did with the band. This time there's 10 pieces instead of 9, so you won't be able to divide it evenly. There will be one part of the braid that has 4 pieces instead of 3, but it really does not make a difference. And then just keep braiding until you get to the bottom and leave a couple inches so that we can tie a knot and make a tassel. Then you're going to want to repeat this and do the same exact thing to the other triangle. After you finish tying knots on the ends, you're going to take one of the previous tassels and just use it as a reference to cut your tassels so that they're all the same size. And then finally, the last thing that we need to do is hide all the loose strings. So how we're going to do that is by using the tapestry needle, and we're going to feed the loose string into the tapestry needle, and we're going to push that needle through about like 5 or 6 different stitches just to make sure that it's like secure and it's not going to come out. Once it's pretty hidden, you can just trim off whatever's left. You're also going to see some loose strings coming out of where the band is, and those we can just trim because we actually hid them when we're doing the single crochet on the band. And then all of the other loose strings, you can just hide them pretty much any way that you can. Just kind of slip them into nearby stitches and then make sure they're secure before you cut them. So yeah, that is the end of this tutorial. Hope you guys found this video to be really helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll be getting back to them as soon as I can. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up. I will be making the matching crochet bikini bottoms next, so stick around for that, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day.